Hello, I am Seni Park, the head of Seni Park Mind Coaching. Today, I would like to tell you what a university realistically is. Now, before we start, I use the word realistically, but in fact, I am someone who really dislikes the word realistically. Because when you observe people who use the word realistically, you will notice that good words never follow, only negative ones. For example, realistically, how can you pay off your father's debt? Realistically, how prestigious are you? Realistically, how can you become rich? I really dislike and avoid using words that discourage and disempower people in this way. However, today I will use the word realistically once. Realistically, what is the purpose of a university? I am sharing this because there are so many students who try to go to university without understanding this. Realistically, unless your parents are billionaires, you should think of university as a place to prepare for employment. It's a place to enjoy romance. That's fine. That's true. But if you can't get a job, the romance disappears too. So ultimately, you should consider it as a place to prepare for employment. It's a place to study. Simply put, you can study a lot in the library without spending money. It's a place to prepare for employment. Thinking of it as that kind of place is correct for now. For example, in the past, Job Korea conducted a survey on 3,011 job seekers who graduated from universities in the metropolitan area. Among them, 63.9% said they would never recommend their alma mater and major to high school seniors. What does this mean? Go to a more prestigious university and choose a popular major related to earning money. You can interpret it this way. Additionally, a survey was conducted on the thoughts of 300 HR personnel in large corporations, and only 2% said that the knowledge and skills of new employees met over 90% of their desired level. Those who responded that it was 10% or less amounted to 25%. The conclusion was that the knowledge and skills of new employees only meet 26% of the level we desire. So let's summarize it in one word. It means they do not recognize majors or any kind of knowledge. Why don't they recognize it? A report from Seoul National University, 89% of Seoul National University students said that their university education did not help them in getting a job. This implies attending Seoul National University doesn't always help. Why did they say that even Seoul National University is not very helpful for employment? For example, a top trade department graduate from Seoul National University. Does that mean the student is really good at trade? Assuming they only received school education, they cannot be good at trade at all. To be really good at trade, you need to know the relevant language, and that's not something you learn from a professor in the trade department. And then there's customs law, which can differ from country to country, and you can't learn about these things from professors who have never actually experienced them. Also, if you can't properly and accurately follow the order of when to send goods and when to receive payment, you could end up in unimaginably serious situations. Additionally, negotiation skills are extremely necessary in trade. But you can't learn these skills from professors. It's not that I'm trying to dismiss them, but generally they tend to focus on non-practical aspects like the history, development, origin, and significance of trade. Therefore, for crucial skills like negotiation, you should learn from those who have achieved mastery and are recognized by others, rather than expecting to learn it at a top university. So the most important thing is practical ability. As I mentioned earlier, even if you hire a lot of new employees, you can't immediately deploy them into practical work. That's why retraining is necessary. It involves taking the time to properly teach practical skills, renting places like training centers, and providing meals and accommodation for at least 2 weeks to 6 months. You also need to bring in renowned instructors to give continuous lectures. This costs an astronomical amount of money. Therefore, companies naturally prefer experienced employees who can be immediately utilized in practical work over new hires. Practical ability is the most important thing. However, the vast majority of people graduate from university without any preparation or readiness for this. That's why people often say that university education itself is useless. What's the point of saying that after spending all that money, therefore, you must thoroughly prepare in advance, unlike others, and then become someone who can either get a job or start a business. To summarize, those who succeed the fastest in the world, become wealthy, and achieve something are the ones who acquire practical skills as quickly as possible and go through real-world experiences the fastest. So learn practical skills well from mentors or such figures and equip yourself with sufficient practical skills in your 20s to land a great job or start a business. Then you will become someone who lives a much more impressive reality than what others consider realistic. All right, let's meet again in the next video. Thank you. Stay strong.